Hello and welcome back to Chasing Trophies. Hope everyone is doing well. Today is a sad day for Cristiano Ronaldo fans, for Portugal fans, and all the fans around the world because Portugal have been knocked out of the World Cup thanks to a 1-0 win by Spain. Mikel Moreno scoring the goal in the death just at stoppage time, and that goal was enough to send through Spain through to the next round. And Portugal are going back home. They will be exiting this World Cup, and Faiz is joining me as well. I feel that like it was that type of game that we expected Spain to pass it around, Portugal to sit back. Portugal did keep possession of the ball, but they were too lethal with it. There was a chance in the first half, man. They hit the bar. If that goes in, it could be a different situation. Then for me, the turning point of the game was when Nuno Mendes got injured and वहाँ पे पूरा script flip हो गया because Lamine Yamal got more space, Spain became more attacking, and then the dagger ball in stoppage time and Moreno finishing it and taking Portugal out. What's up, Faz, man? It's a tough day for Portugal fans.
Yeah, man. I mean, bilkul. I mean, you reminisce now in your head, like all the moments and stuff Cristiano given, but also Portugal. Yeah, like you would want them to win something just before like he retires and stuff, and like the legacy carry kara and stuff. But I think Portugal ki World Cup journey, Mustafa, it speaks for itself. It's not been the greatest. They were in a group with Congo, Croatia, Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. उसके बाद they went on to play Croatia. That was a very dramatic game. उसमें से निकल गया, but it's not been the best football उनके तरफ से अगर हम देखें. They played some very redundant, very old school mentality, defensive, very क्या ही बोल सकते हैं, safe, insecure football, making the players insecure. Manager के ऊपर तो आएगा भावी, but also players उतने जैसा आप बोल रहे थे कि they were not showing that aggressiveness, that hunger, that desire or intensity. So it was a hand-in-hand situation for Portugal. I think you can, as much as you want to criticize the manager, you will have to criticize the players, rightfully so. They just didn't look like they wanted to create chances defensively. I still think like they did a decent job this World Cup, despite just having Diaz and what's his name, Ronaldo Vega. They did a good job. You can give a lot of credit to Mendes, but Mendes just in this game, अगर पहले के भी matches आप देखो थोड़े, he was not looking up into that shape. He has a very good record against Lamine Yamal, but Diego Costa, I think उसको भी shout out देना बनता है because backline में उनका भी काम था. Goalkeeping बहुत ही अच्छा करे आज, double save भी करे. A lot of times he kept it. Unfortunate भाई, last में जैसा आप mention करे कि dagger ball था. Ferran Torres converged those players towards him, attracted the two defenders. They went, made that space, and वो pocket of space में Merino managed to get the goal. And yeah, I think from an attacking perspective, not a lot of lethalness. कि आप जब बॉल पोजेशन में भी रखे, आपको बॉल पोजेशन मिली, पर आप उसके साथ करते क्या, आप कितना अपना इंटेंट बताते हो, वो मोमेंट्स में दैट्स व्हाट मैटर. अगर फर्स्ट हाफ भी देखो यार, लमीन और ऑल्मो के पास जब बॉल आ रहा था, ऐसा लग रहा था कि अब कब होता है गोल, राइट? लाइक जिस तरीके के बॉडी लैंग्वेज वो पोर्ट्रे कर रहे थे. बट Portugal से पूरा वर्ल्ड कप में, I think apart from the Uzbekistan game, you can say, and the Croatia game, I would have to say कि hunger बताए. They showed a bit of desire, they showed courage to get the penalty, get the win, get the एक रहता है कि भाई वो जस्तजू. आज फिर आप जो मेंटालिटी के साथ निकले ड्रेसिंग रूम में से, वही था कि भाई हम गोल नहीं खाएंगे, खाएंगे, मारेंगे भी नहीं तो खाएंगे भी नहीं वाली मेंटालिटी. So that will always put you back seat. But with the possession that they had, they always looked like they were not looking out and out to score. हाँ, बोल सकते हैं आप कि इन्हें कर देता, उन्हें कर देता, but it was always looking Spanish game. And yeah, I mean, congratulations Spain, but yeah, for Portugal, for Ronaldo fans, it's not the greatest day in the history of football, I guess.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the stats tell you. If you see throughout the game, Portugal had 45% of the possession. Like you mentioned, they kept the ball. But at the same time, their expected goals was 0.6, whereas Spain was 1.7. So there's a huge difference over there in the expected goals. Spain had 6 shots, I think, on target. Portugal had a few, like 2, 3, Ronaldo had and stuff like that. But that is where you see the situation. The stats tell you the same thing, that Spain had the better chances. They had the better possession of the ball. But I actually feel that it was just a matter of going this way or that way. I know a lot of people that they don't like the way Portugal plays, they like the way Spain plays, this and that. But for me, like what Spain was doing, that's also dangerous. Agar wo Mendes ka ball wo hota and Spain doesn't finish, the chances they'll lose 1-0 as well, and the whole World Cup can change over there, right? I understand that football wins and everything. People like to watch pretty football. You like to see passing and everything. Your criticism is valid of Portugal because they have the players who can play the pretty football. They have the players who can unlock defenses. But unfortunately, like the way the manager is set up, the way the team is set up, they want to play in a certain style. But it was still could have been effective if just that one or two shots went here and there. And that's the thing with Spain. Spain, like honestly, they're a very good team. I think the way they play is incredible, but they didn't impress me too much in this World Cup. I think the Austria game they were outstanding, and they're going to do that. But they could be a dangerous team आगे जाके, लेकिन Portugal could have been as well. It's just that one goal का difference. I think इन लोगों को दोनों बहुत जल्दी खिला दिया राउंड ऑफ 16 में. At least quarter finals तक रोक सकते थे, लेकिन yeah, if you're Portugal, the whole narrative will be that you had a great team, superstar team, probably the third best squad or fourth best squad in the World Cup, and did not manage to make it far. And if it wasn't for Ronaldo's last World Cup, maybe you wouldn't have as many fans, because nobody would want, people were watching Portugal to see Ronaldo. अगर आप ऐसा फुटबॉल खेलेंगे तो शायद वो जो फैन पोर्चुगीज नहीं है वो शायद नहीं आते थे वो देखने, right? Like let's be fair, like even the game that I went to, the people were there for Ronaldo, a lot of the people. The football, Croatia also played better over there. Like I saw the second half, Croatia dominating. Luka Modric was incredible. But sometimes you can win a game not playing the best of football, like Portugal in the last one, and this time Spain played the better football. They went through, but it was very fine margins. And first, their midfield and like Rodri, Pedri has been outstanding. The defense has been amazing. Pedro Porro has been really good as well. Spain now, they still haven't conceded a goal in this World Cup, so it's not just their attacking threat. As a unit, they look also defensively fit. I feel they still missing that attacking threat. Maybe if Nico Williams comes back, I don't know what his injury situation is, but if he comes back, they can be a bit more threatening in terms of attack. But their defense looks pretty solid now.
Yeah, 100. But I think with Portugal, what it is like with this particular team, अगर आप देखो, in the game before this Austria में, the Alaba meant to go ahead, like ऊपर जाते जा रहे थे, तो उनको एक pocket of space मिल रहा था.
Right?
हाँ, Spain and Austria के game में, Portugal game में it became more compact. Wing usually यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा था, Cucurella was distributing it very well. आप पेड्रो पोरो को भी डिप्लॉय करे थे वो गेम में. ये गेम में आप देखो, आप भी थोड़े डिफेंसिव माइंडसेट से गए, क्योंकि बिकॉज हिस्टोरिकली भी अगर आप इन लोगों के गेम्स देखो, लास्ट 4-5 गेम्स 2-1 1-1 2-2, मतलब बहुत ज्यादा ही बहुत खसड़ फसड़ वाला ही मैच रहता है स्पेन पोर्चुगल का, बिकॉज मेंटालिटी थोड़ी बहुत सिमिलर इन टर्म्स ऑफ बीइंग डिफेंसिव एट टाइम्स. व्हेन यू आर अप अगेंस्ट अ डिसेंट साइड, थोड़ा रहम कर. फर्स्ट 10 minutes आप देखो, लमीन डिडंट गिव अ डैम. लमीन वाज प्लेइंग लमीन. They were creating spaces in the pockets. Olmo के साथ अच्छी कनेक्टिविटी बन रही थी, चांसेस आ रहे थे गलोर. बट फिर एकदम से आई थिंक द मैनेजर डिसाइड किया, नहीं भाई, जो आप बोले कि भाई वन मोमेंट में अगर ये लोग, बिकॉज नूनो मेंडेस वो टाइम पे बहुत अटैक कर रहे थे. जब तक नूनो मेंडेस पिच पे थे, पोर्चुगल वर डिप्लॉइंग दैट एक्स्ट्रा गाय इन द अटैक, एंड मेंडेस वाज रनिंग अप एंड डाउन, कैंसेलो वाज रनिंग अप एंड डाउन. तो वहां पे थोड़ा उनको क्या था, डर था कि भाई हम थोड़ा सिट बैक करेंगे एंड ये लोग अगर काउंटर पे हमारे को मार दिया. अब प्रॉब्लम ये है कि भाई विद पोर्चुगल, नेटो वहीं फिर रहे हैं, कोई प्लेयर्स को खींच रहे नहीं थे पोर्चुगल. फॉर स्पेन डिफेंसिवली आई थिंक बहुत ही अच्छे हैं. यू हैव टेक्निकल प्लेयर्स लाइक कुबारसी इज वेरी गुड विद लिंकिंग अप विद रॉड्री एंड प्लेइंग द बॉल फ्रॉम द बैक टू द विंगर्स. वहां से ही उनका अटैक शुरू होता था, डिफेंस से ही अटैक शुरू होता था, अटैक से ही डिफेंस शुरू होता था. दैट्स द बेस्ट थिंग अबाउट स्पेन. बट टुडे अगेन आई थिंक थोड़े वो लोग भी सिट बैक इसलिए करे कि भाई नॉकआउट है, पोर्चुगल है, क्या मालूम हवा के झोंके में हम निकल जाएंगे, लेट्स जस्ट प्ले टू द सेफेस्ट ऑप्शन दैट वाज देयर. एंड they're not looking the best, I agree, like, but technicality इन लोगों की इतनी superb है कि सबकी फटी हुई है, right? Like after that first game against Cabo Verde, they showed us against Saudi Arabia what they meant, but against Saudi Arabia not having good World Cup, but it's still sit back and stuff. So I think Spain can still now learn from this, that थोड़े they need to play according to their situation, not get shelled up. यहाँ पे आज थोड़ा shelled up दिखे मेरे को against Portugal, but like knockout है तो वो understanding we have.
No, I agree that they're a very good team. The way they play is incredible. But I think in this World Cup, they're there for the taking, and Portugal could have taken them. I think it's just a few more risks taken, a few more shots from Fernandes, from Vitinha, Ronaldo, like that. It could have shifted the momentum over there. Like it wasn't like it didn't feel like Spain are going to beat Portugal 5-0. It didn't feel like that any of the game. Yes, it felt like Spain were attacking. They had more threatening chances. मगर मेरे को ऐसा नहीं लगा कि Portugal मतलब नीचे लगी हुई है. हाँ, वो attacks तो होते, pressure आता है, वो तो like because you are the team playing on the counter attack. But the thing is also Portugal don't have that pace. Like apart from Rafael Leao, he was incredible, but they don't have the flying players you need on the counter attack. Zip pull के ऐसा जा सकते.
Basically problem वही है, no one is there to take on the play. Lamine, when he was doing it, he was looking the most threatening. But Spain फिर उसको भी मतलब रोक दिए. Baina is not your taking on the play. Now had they had Nico Williams today, Spain 1-2 कैंसेलो को बहुत बुरा दम कर देते थे. वाइस वर्सा यहाँ पे अगर आप देखो, जैसा आप बोले, पेड्रो नेटो इज ऑन द राइट फ्लैंक, जस्ट टोरोइंग, वेटिंग टू गेट अ एंगल वेयर ही कैन क्रॉस इट इन द बॉक्स. Liao is the only one, like you mentioned, explosiveness, but Liao का trick बहुत evident हो गया. Like he'll just cut in like from the right, try to hit a shot. कभी कभी लेफ्ट से क्रॉस आ जाता है, बट नथिंग लाइक ओ माय गॉड शिट इन ही इज गोइंग टू टेक ऑन द वर्ल्ड. मिडफील्ड में आपके पास विटिनिया, ब्रूनो है, हु लाइक पीपल दैट रन अराउंड देम. दे डोंट नेसेसरी ड्रिबल पास. ब्रूनो कभी ड्रिबल कर लेता, बट like with Spain you have Pedri who can cut off 1-2 and take the ball. Ball carriers नहीं है स्पेन के, पोर्चुगल के पास.
Yeah, and
And
then when there's a distance between Ronaldo, Leao, and Felix, the problem is then you don't have those short passes, and you're not creating the extra space behind the man, right? And that is where like Bruno's trying to fill in that space, but उन्हें भी deep चले जा रहा, कभी Vitinha deep चले जा रहा, so you don't have that man who's filling in the space. So sometimes like when Lamine Yamal is playing the 1-2 with Zabal, or like is playing on the other flank with Olmo behind, like you don't have that filling in the gaps. Like maybe, yeah, yeah. So that is what they were missing over there. But Cristiano Ronaldo, first, we will never see him in the FIFA World Cup anymore. This is the last game he's played for Portugal. Domestically, he's still available. It looks like it, but international football is done. He's not going to play Euros. He's not going to play World Cup. He's had a great career. Is a wonderful career. In my opinion, like obviously he will still be like a fantastic player, even though he didn't win the World Cup. But for me, I think even though he said it doesn't matter World Cup, and now like obviously somewhere down the line, like I still feel like a player like that should be winning a World Cup. He hasn't won it. It's okay, but it is heartbreaking. I think for him, he's not going to sleep well. He's whatever he says outside is because he's mature. He knows how to handle the media. He probably had a feeling also. It's a 50-50 game. Let me come and address the media as well. But it's been still, despite all that, like it's been a wonderful career for him. Maybe for Portugal, not the best. They did win a Euros. And unfortunately, he was also not on the pitch for the last 10 minutes over there, so he couldn't feel that feeling, like that I'm there at the thing. But so on the international side of things, it's not been the greatest. But like when you have a player like that who can attract so many people, Toronto over here, everyone went crazy for Cristiano Ronaldo. What he's achieved, a lot of fans, he's achieved a lot of love. Like like people are staying awake in India. It's at 5 a.m. there, and you're staying to watch him play. So that's what he's achieved. Like if not a World Cup trophy, he's achieved a lot of love and a lot of attraction from millions across the world.
100%. Well, like I think you have to respect the fact that he is still the most biggest goal scorer in international football. He has 146 goals right now. He is surpassing everyone from a country that they didn't have the greatest players growing up. I mean, Figo जबरदस्त थे उनके पास, फिर Figo चले गया, इन्हें ही बन गया था center. And the way he's carried them 2010, 2014, 2016. The thing is, with Ronaldo, what people are failing to realize, he's always a threat. No matter what, at the age of 41, if people are going to troll someone like that, I know it's his attitude and the way he carries himself. You expect all of these things, but for me, that is the mentality of a champion. Like he alone is a threat to so many people. Like there are 10 more people in the team, and he has Bruno and Vitinha and Nevin and stuff. But still, the most talked about player will be Cristiano Ronaldo at 41. And through the years, what he's done, made comebacks for Portugal. The 2016 Euros, were not in the final, but prior to that, he got a goal against Wales. He got a goal. He got those semi-final final के through जो तक लाया. Nations League दो, उसमें उसके दोनों vital contributions थे Nations League में. Let it be the last one also against Spain. He got the second goal that went till the penalties. And he's just absolute the hunger. What he's taught a lot of fans like me, like I'm pretty sure you and stuff, like consistent रहे आप, डिसिप्लिन में रहे, हार्ड वर्क करे, आप कौन भी कितने भी बड़े बाल खाओगे, you can reach those level. It's not impossible. From where he came, the streets, literally, like अपन जो रीला देखते हैं, he is a product of the streets, and he's won the hearts of the streets. Like he's gone to different countries in the world. He's played different systems. He's adapted his game with the trends. विंगर थे, विंगर में डोमिनेट करे, स्ट्राइकर है, उनसे बेटर गोल स्कोरर कोई है नहीं. पोचर मेंटालिटी, हेडिंग एबिलिटी, लेफ्ट फुट, राइट फुट, ड्रिबल, एवरीथिंग दैट यू नीड someone to have to make you a threat. And a threat to who? By people who are way younger to him, like who can outrun him maybe easily now, like what the Timid did. But had this guy been in his prime, it would have probably, and with this team right now in his prime, would have probably been a different story. But you can't write all fairy tales, right? You can't write all the fairy tales, I think, in life. And for me, this is why I love him a lot. I think he is the greatest for me, from where he's come to what he's been, and the way he's just carried himself, irrespective of whatever has happened, not happened. I think what he mentioned, like his career, he wouldn't change anything. Obviously, you're right. Maybe he would have liked a girl, maybe. but you can't take away the fact like what you saw in Toronto or what you see in the world. This kind of a reception for any single sports athlete in the world, we've never seen it in any country.
Yeah, but at the same time, those fans and everything, like the ones who are crazy about him, they wanted him in this World Cup. They wanted him to lift it. They wanted to see that. Yeah, like at the end of the day, like you want and the same thing with him. He's just gonna say it. Obviously, वो तो दे बोलना पड़ता ना. Like अब नहीं जीते तो बोलना पड़ता आपको कि he can't. If he won the World Cup, he's not gonna come out and say, bro, it's just a World Cup. Like he's gonna say. So
I think for him, I think with age and stuff,
he will
become gratitude. But I agree, like he will.
The way he is, like you mentioned, like he always wants to strive. He wants to be the best. For him, it will like maybe not for you, maybe not for the biggest fans, but for him, it'll be the biggest regret of his life not winning a World Cup. But it's fine. Like I mean, obviously that doesn't take away from anything, and he's not gonna ever show it. But inside in his heart, when he's going out now to the airport, he'll say, man, like this is the biggest regret of my life that I never could touch that trophy. Because what do you play for? Like you play for trophies, and World Cup is probably the biggest trophy in football. And a player like that, it doesn't mean that he's any lesser player. He's still a complete player. He's an incredible player. At the age of 41, it's a great achievement. But I think for him it's just like that elusive trophy. Every tournament counts for him. Every trophy counts. I think like you said, he has the right foot, left foot, dribbling, shooting, headering, the way he's improved. He has everything except for this piece of gold, which will hurt him, but you can't do anything about it now. You just have to accept it.
One thing, like also maybe with age and stuff, obviously you do like, but he's also very like there is this hit of gratitude that he's showing. Like every interview that you see of him, he is saying कि भाई मैं कभी मेरा करियर नहीं चेंज करना चाहूंगा because like जो मैं अचीव कर लिया like भाई ठीक है वर्ल्ड कप नहीं है उसके पास, बट उसके पास क्या है आप तो फर्स्ट हैंड विटनेस कर लाइक भाई कैसा कैसा माहौल बन जाता, कैसा कैसा लोग उसको वो करते, रोते करते, पिच इन्वेट कर देते, क्या नहीं करते उसके लिए, लाइक उसके लिए अब जैसे हम हैं, हम हमारे साथ और कोई दूसरे टाइम जोन में बैठा हुआ होगा जो उसके लिए रो रहा होगा एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट. आई थिंक फॉर हिम लाइक ही इज अंडरस्टूड लाइक हाँ ठीक है आई डिडंट विन दिस. Maybe if he was in his prime, it would have probably hurt him more. Like at 41, maybe he's realized that yeah, man, okay, I have a good squad here, but from his point of view, maybe it's like, if I could have been a little yesteryear, maybe 2014, 20, that physique and stuff, and I had this team, maybe it could have been different for me. But I agree, like with you, that there will probably be a regret in his life. नहीं जीता वो तो हर किसी को होता है. Like the forbidden fruit is always tastier. But
because the thing is, like, obviously that's what even as fans, right? If there's one thing we can change the career, we want him to have the World Cup like that, because then things become like different.
Tomorrow we have Mohamed Salah will do it. But like I'm just like I agree with you that he will be regretting. But I think if you look at it from a career perspective, भाई बहुत Zabardast, and obviously from where he's come to where he is right now, I'm pretty sure
because I also used to I actually would always argue for Ronaldo over Messi and stuff, and I used to use this, right, the international. Ronaldo had a Euros and he didn't have. Like now मेरे पे उल्टा पड़ गया. So for me, like World Cup is always. So as a Ronaldo fan, World Cup is the biggest thing. I think he's achieved everything. He's given me everything. But this one thing that like was missing was the World Cup, unfortunately. But you can't do anything about it. We just have to accept it and move on. But I can tell you that the 140 thing is going to get destroyed by Kylian Mbappe, because he's going to destroy Messi's also, man. Messi is only 20 goals. This guy is 19. Kylian Mbappe is going to...
So I say, like with the whole greatest of all time, it's how you perceive the game, right? Like, अब Kylian Mbappe फिर World Cup जीत गया. And he wins the Champions League. People are still not going to call him the greatest of all time. They're like, because वो फिर उसका debate फिर तो ये तो भाई obviously आप कैसे tangent में देखते हैं and आपको कैसे suitable है, मेरे को कैसे suitable है, इनको कैसे suitable है. But Mbappe भाई already had a World Cup. He had a World Cup final. अब Real Madrid के साथ अगर सब जीत गया भाई, then he should technically, but it is always going to be an ongoing debate.
If he does, then for sure he's in the. If he is, then for sure. Because the thing is, Lionel Messi.
Up जीत गया. Let's just say Haaland up जीत गया World Cup. He has to be the greatest of all time, but it's not going.
No, if it does, so whoever wins at that time, not just the World Cup. If you win the World Cup, like if Haaland wins the World Cup in Norway, he's in the debate. There's no doubt.
That's what I'm saying. So that is the thing.
There's no doubt about it.
It will always change according to how.
Like if Ronaldo won the World Cup, he's back in the debate as well. Like because if you win everything, right? right? Like, I mean, Mbappe hasn't won the Champions League yet. That's what everyone is waiting for. So when you win everything, then obviously then the debate gets higher and higher. But if you look at the impact, right? Like Cristiano Ronaldo, you see Mbappe, you see Messi, you see Haaland. Why are you putting them in the conversations? Because उन लोग अपनी टीम को carry कर रहे हैं, right? बाज लोग वर्ल्ड कप में कैरी कर रहे, बाज लोग चैंपियंस लीग में कर रहे, अलग अलग. लाइक अब रोनाल्डो एम्बापे का तो बिल्कुल उल्टा है ना. एम्बापे मतलब उसके लिए वर्ल्ड कप हलवा है, रोनाल्डो के लिए चैंपियंस लीग हलवा है, राइट? लाइक सो वो तो है, बट लाइक ये प्लेयर क्यों इतने ग्रेट है? बिकॉज वो अपने टीम को लाइक अपने दम पे जिता रहे हैं.
इट्स लाइक ठीक है भाई, ट्रॉफी तो है, बट फॉर मी आल्सो लाइक जो प्लेयर का एलिमेंट है, जो प्लेयर की काबिलियत है इन टर्म्स ऑफ गेम को इम्पैक्ट करना, कैसा गेम में प्रेशर कंज्यूम करना, कैसा हर, तो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ वेज टू लुक एट दिस. Some people look at it based on trophies and go. I look at it like, "Arey bhai, if I have 11 Ronaldos in my team, I would say 11 Ronaldos."
Yeah, I know, but let's be fair. But let's be fair. If Messi didn't win the World Cup last time, we would be at him. We wouldn't.
I agree. World Cup जीता. अब ऐसा I always go back that Julian Alvarez has won the Champions League, he's won the Premier League, he's won the World Cup. Alvarez. Di Maria has won the same thing, but they don't keep in them good conversation. Hanaki Di Maria has a more impact right now in Argentina. If you actually go check the numbers and where he scored the goals, Di Maria should be in that conversation, but Di Maria doesn't be considered in that conversation. That's the thing. So it is going to always be a debate between these guys, and that's what the brilliance of Ronaldo is. That bro, like he's been everywhere in the world for me. He's gone everywhere, hit about 100 goals in every league. He's done everything.
No, I'm just saying, if Messi didn't win the World Cup, we would use that against him.
I'm to see Ronaldo
so like it is an important. Like the thing is, Messi won the World Cup, so like that's why we're saying ki, like, you know, the World Cup doesn't, because Ronaldo is saying that to us, so we're using the same. But अगर Messi नहीं जीता तो मैं तो यही excuse use करता था ना कि like he doesn't win the World Cup and stuff like that. And the thing is, look, Di Maria का and Alvarez का like चलो ठीक है, but मेरे हिसाब से वो Messi उन्हें रोनाल्डो के पैर तक भी नहीं आता like Di Maria. Like Ronaldo फिर भी like Messi Ronaldo का debate कर सकते हैं. Di Maria, I don't think like that consistently winning the Champions League day in day out, winning the league. Like Ronaldo can come close to Messi, but Di Maria can't come to Messi anywhere close to Messi, because
that's what I'm saying. The perception on
Ronaldo, at least like when Di Maria came to United, he didn't do jack shit. Like, you know, Ronaldo when he was at United, when he went to Madrid, he went to Juventus, he went. So you can compare Ronaldo to Messi, but not Di Maria, bro. That's why he can't be in the goal conversation.
Exactly. The perception of just having the trophies is always the way I look at.
No, like so Mbappe, Ronaldo, Messi, these guys are on a different kind of level. Like Alvarez is not on that level. Like, you know, Alvarez used to be, now if Alvarez won with Atletico consistently, like, you know, the league, Spanish league, day in day out, if he won the league, he won the Champions League with them, then 100% I would put his name over there. But these guys are doing it day in day out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, again, that's the thing I'm trying to say, that it's how you personally, individually assess the game, perceive the game, and have your own great of all time, right? Like that's where for me Ronaldo, I still say he's the great. हाँ, World Cup नहीं है उसका, होता तो like you said हम चढ़े आते सब पे, but मैं अभी भी चढ़ सकता हूँ with Ronaldo because that is the caliber of that player. Like even without the World Cup, you can still argue with him, people, at what he has done in this world, and that's just the brilliance of the guy that I admire a lot, and I have learned a lot from him.
Yeah, that's completely fine. But
I even despite Ronaldo being out, I'm still going to bash Messi because tomorrow Mohamed Salah is going to do it. Mohamed Salah is where we're at right now. So, like, obviously, we will always have this debate ongoing, and it's sad to see that Cristiano Ronaldo was, like, you know, he's leaving Portugal right now. He's leaving international football, but he's leaving as right now the all-time greatest scorer in international football, and that's an amazing achievement.
Yeah, and now Portugal is knocked out. Unfortunately, they won't be able to take any more part in this World Cup. And if you are, you know, a Portuguese fan, commiserations. If you're Spain fan, man, exciting times. Now you're going into the next round. Going to play USA, Belgium. We have Norway also already qualified. England also qualified. That was a great game. The England-Mexico one. Tomorrow's Argentina-Egypt, like Faz mentioned, or today, later in the day. So we'll look forward to that. Yeah, that's not really like a big game.
That's important now, man. Red card revoke हो गया कामल ने World Cup.
I mean, like, yeah, वही मजा खराब हो गया ना उसके बाद, like, but अब क्या कर सकते हैं, like, चलो ठीक है, but like we'll watch that game as well if you insist. But we also have Colombia also tomorrow, Switzerland. That's also a good game. I think both are very good teams, so do watch out for that. No, but yeah, I mean, thank you to Cristiano Ronaldo for all the memories, and thank you also Luis Figo, Cristiano Ronaldo, Luis Nani, also shout out. If Faz,
was
if Faz is putting Di Maria in the thing, then Nani also has to be in the the conversation.
Quaresma,
Quaresma, yeah.
Miguel, Quaresma,
Quaresma,
Miguel,
Pepe,
Carvalho,
yeah, Pepe,
Pepe,
Carvalho, yeah,
Salas.
Ronaldo. They had some solid. That's the thing. I think Portugal always had good teams and everything like that. Just unfortunately, they didn't do well. Whether it's the manager, whether it's Ronaldo, I think you have to blame everybody. And they've just been like that. People will always, like Faz said, people will always try to find an argument and make their argument. But let's be fair, they've had good teams, they've had great players, they haven't done anything. And even before Ronaldo became big, Figo was there. He was a really good player as well. He is a player who played for both Madrid and Barcelona, which is very rare. So I think that Portugal, as history, has not been good in football and it continues not to be good. You remember against Greece, also they lost the Euros at home over there. At that time, there was also Figo there, Ronaldo there, so they're just not being able to cross the line.
Yes.
Yes, and they should be. Yeah, they have to be patient, and maybe somebody else will come in now. But thank you to Ronaldo and everybody for the memories. And now we'll watch the other teams, enjoy them, and hope we get a great World Cup. Thank you, Faiz. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and stay tuned to Chasing Trophies. Bye bye.